gonna start the leg workout with calves. Now, everybody leaves their calves out. No point waiting till the end of the workout to train them, or else you'll do them half-hearted. So right now, I'm gonna take you through some of the coaching cues that I use for seated calf raise machine. First cue that you're gonna have to really think internally about is getting your heels as high as possible. So when we've got Ryan here, look, we're gonna come up as high as we can to the point where you're almost getting a cramping in the calf. And that height is basically you thinking about trying to plantar flex, point the toes down as much as possible. All right, so that's cue number one. Cue number two is to actually maintain full tension on calves at all times. What you see a lot of people do, and just get Ryan to just bounce up and down as you see most people do in the gym, there's no tension here. You're just using like a stretch reflex on the calves. So what we want to do is, we're going to get Ryan to come up as high as he can, and then on the way down, actually think about lengthening the calves as opposed to just dropping down and bouncing back up. So that's number two. The final one is to actually, when we're at the bottom of the calf, at the bottom, we're going to actually think about driving the heels up and initiating with the calves from the bottom. So we've got the loaded position of the exercise to the maximal shortening position of the exercise, and then maintaining tension all the way through. Okay, let's go. 15 to 20 reps, all the way up to the top. Loaded at the bottom, squeeze up as high as you can, pointing down as far as you can get them. Point over the top, little bit of support just to get that peak contraction. Good, here we go, control all the way down. Keep hold of the tension all the way down. Come on, come on, come on. Right, now drive it up, up, come on. Control, I'm gonna take you to the top. Ready? Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now 3, hold it, keep the stretch on, keep the stretch, more. Now we go, up, squeeze, up, 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 up. Ready, let's lift. Last one. Come on, right up to the top. Keep it on. Resist this. Resist the tension. Resist. Now hold there. Now squeeze. Up. Attaboy. Good job. Right, guys, now we're going to move on to the standing calf. Very similar in teaching cues to the seated calf. There's a couple of things that I want you to be aware of. Number one is you want a straight thigh and lower limbs. Okay, no bending in the knee. 2 is that we want to lift as high as you possibly can onto the toe, getting a maximal shortening of the calf, the gastro. What happens with a lot of people is that they get up about halfway. You're always about an inch and a half off. So we get as high as you possibly can, coming through the big toe to the point where you're almost getting a cramping in the calf. Got the cramping, good. Now we're gonna go take the loading all the way down to the bottom, just as we did in the seated calf. Now, at this point here, it's where most people bounce out of the bottom bit. You've got to take the tension on the calf and consciously think about bringing the heel up as high as possibly can, and we get this cramping. Knee staying straight, full cramp, and tension must be kept on the calf at all times. Right, let's get some work done. Okay guys, we're gonna do a work set now. What I want you to see is the fact that I'm really encouraging them to get up as high as they can from a coaching perspective. Let's go, Ryan. Straight up, up, a little bit more. Higher, there we go. Down to the bottom, now we contract the calves, then we lift. Up, bit more, good. Let's go. Where you're gonna be weak is the top. Let's go, work up, from here, push in. Good, right up, there you go, good. And again, keep the tension on. Guys, if you're training with somebody, think about just bringing them to the top of the peak contraction. Ready, here we go, Ryan. Up through your big toe, let's go. Up. Drive toe, now take it, there, good. Big toe, don't roll out to the outside. Straight up onto your big toe. Straight up, up, higher, good, one more, come on bud. Keep your knees in line, and now we lift. Up, hold it up there, control, good. Right guys, let's get the actual quad workout started. We're gonna start on the leg extension. This is really important. A lot of you will do these exercises wrong, especially this leg extension. So there's a few cues I want you to think about. Cue number 1, hands under the seat. Now, by having your hands under the seat, what I'm gonna ask you to do is pull your glutes as hard as you possibly can. When you pull your glutes down, and actually before you even move the weight, you're gonna feel the rec fem, you're gonna feel that upper part of your quad straight away. So before you even move the pad, the bum's gonna come down, there's gonna be a thought process to not drive this part of your leg into the pad. And the second thing we're gonna do is, rather than think about pushing the pad out to the window, we're gonna think about bringing the pad over, because we're trying to bring these muscles together. We're not trying to straighten the knee. So forget about the knee, think about bringing the quads together. So here we go. We're gonna do a work set now, okay? And we're gonna put them through the mill. You ready? Here we go. Pull down hard, lift this one up, hold that there for me. Good. Now control it down. Up we go, right to the top. Now hold that contraction there, chest up. Now we're gonna control on the way down. Now pull your hands down hard, contract here first, now pull the quads over the top. Over the top, more, good, up and over. Now, up, there we go. Next time, pull down even harder, let's feel this lift. There we go, that's the one. Up again, knees in line, now let's pull over. Lift, think about here working more than the knee joint. There we go, again. Put some effort into it, let's go, up, good. Tension's on, perfect. Lift, good. Upper body stays still, let's go. Pull hard, go. Up. Contract, now pull them together, good. Up, now just this range here, pull it up higher. There we go, good, and relax, good job. Now, a couple of things I want you to take away from this one before we get started and put Ryan through the mill. Heels don't lift off the pad, bum does not lift off the pad. So what we've got to think about when we're actually in the machine, if you have a quick lie down for me, Ryan, when we're in the hack squat, we want to think feet are going to be driving in. So when you get to the bottom, you're going to push hard and connect as hard as you possibly can with the base, the foot pad. Second thing is the lower back. You've got to think about driving yourself backwards whilst driving your feet away. That'll put maximal tension into the quads. The issue that a lot of people have is that a lot of tension shifts towards the knees, because you end up lifting your heels off and lifting your lumbar or rotating your lower back down. So what we're going to do now, you're going to see me using these cues now as we put Ryan through a pretty tough work set. Control the quads on the way down, wait, drive through the foot pad and push your lower back in. So all the way down, think about pulling your quads down to the floor. Pull your quads down, now explode out of that. Keeping the tension on at the top, pull down, think about your quads stretching, and now we drive. Awesome. Down to the bottom, contract your quads on the way down, now push. Yes, there you go. Down to the bottom. Now wait here, 1 second. Push, there we go. Drive through the base pad. Start to get a little bit tired now. I want you to keep holding the quads now. Contract them, contract on the way down, and drive on the way up. 2 more, contract on the way down, keep them in. Keep everything on the quads. And we drive, come on. Push into the back, push. Good, last one, straight down. Pull your quads, pull down, now push. Attaboy, good job. Right guys, thought process, hack squat, very much loaded out of that bottom position. Moving on to the next exercise, the leg press. So we're not going to favor that kind of real deep position in the leg press. We're going to favor more of the, what we call the distal, the muscles kind of a lot further towards the knee. Now in doing that, what we want to do setup wise is ensure that you've got enough knee flexion, you've got enough knee bend. So with Ryan having pretty long legs, we don't want to bring him too low because his heels are going to lift off. So you've got to make sure you've got full feet flat on the pads. Second thing I need you to think about, the reason why this leg press has got handles at the bottom is so you can pull yourself into the seat. What happens with a lot of people when they don't pull themselves into the seat is the bum lifts off, you then get a rotation in the pelvis and your back hurts in the exercise. So all the way through this exercise, I'm going to get Ryan to pull himself tight. His knees and his hips are in line, and instead of the leg press being used for hips, as we'll get into later, I want him to think about straightening his knees, and that will favor a lot of the muscles around the quads. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into some work sets. Here we go. So as he's coming down, he's consciously thinking about keeping the tension in the quads and pulling his bum into the seat. Now we push. Up. Good. Straight up. A little bit quicker. A little bit load up and drive. Good. Again. And drive. Good, there we go, now he's on the money. Bringing these together, now we push, contraction now, there we go, contraction. Good, now let's get a lot more tension, pushing through the pad. Push through the pad and pull your bum down, good. The more you can be locked in, the more the quads are gonna get the work. Push, let's go, good. Come on, I'm with you on these last 3. I'm with you, let's go. Push, come on, get it up. And push, there we go. And one more, weight at the bottom, push, there we go. Right guys, finishing the quad part of the workout off with walking lunges. Now, a lot of people just walk up and down the gym with the dumbbells. They don't have any thought for actually what's supposed to be happening at the joint. So, what I'm gonna get right to in a second, the length that you're gonna step forward is relative to how much of your foot you can keep flat. If you're too close and you lift your heel off, it's not what we want. So we're gonna get Ryan to take a medium step forward. He's gonna stay vertical. The reason we don't want him to lean forward is we don't want him to load up the glutes. And then by driving the foot flat into the floor, he's getting a knee bend, so the knee is going over his toe, and when he steps forward again, you watch this, we're actually, if he's gonna drop down, we're gonna get knee forward a little bit more, and then we get more loading on the quad. So you see what we're gonna do. Every time you go down, I want him to now drive through the knee without pushing off the back leg, keeping vertical, keeping all tension on the quad at the front of the exercise. Right, let's get some work done. Down we go, get that knee bend, now drive through the front foot, push forward, there we go. Down, staying upright, now drive the heel down as well, and bring it through. Good, all through your knee. Bring it up through here, there we go, push through your quad. Let that knee bend, right through the quad, now drive here. Good, as you go down, try and pull your quads. Pull yourself down to the floor, lengthens the quads as we're getting down there. Make this work, pull through the quads down to the floor, drive through. Come on, stretch them down on the way down, pull yourself down, that's it, good. 2 on each leg, let's go, push through the quad. Now pull and load it up down to the floor, load the muscle up, drive through. Let's go, last one, left leg, then fire it up through to the right leg. Come on, let's go, right through the knee, down we go, and push. Attaboy. Right at the end of the quad session, what I like to do is tag on an extra body part, and especially with it being legs, we're going to tag on some hamstrings. We've got hamstrings to come in later of the week, but it's important that we try and get some frequency into lagging body parts for most of you. Hamstrings is one of those. So the seated leg curl, most of you have got. Not expecting you to do a lot of sets here, there's like 4 or 5 sets for you to do, but the most important thing with this exercise is that you're recruiting the hamstrings right down as short as you can get. So what I'm going to get Ryan to do is hold on to the handle, hold on to the base of the seat, and he's going to lift his chest up. This again, it's a knee flexion exercise. Nothing should be happening here. A lot of people lift off and move, and the reason you move is because you're not strong. So what we're gonna get Ryan to do is gonna pull the ankle, the pad down. Now, a lot of you will be thinking just bending at the knee. What I'm thinking, just like we did at the knee, the leg extension, is we're trying to bring the hamstrings together. So when Ryan gets to the top, I want him to think about extending his lower leg away. Now, this point, rather than thinking about bending the knee and trying to pull this across, I want to think about pulling it down in an arc. So what we're going to get Ryan to do, first and foremost, he's going to initiate and squeeze the hamstrings. Now he's going to pull this down as if it's going to be an arc-like fashion. Great. Now at this position here, he's going to squeeze and contract as hard as he can. By pulling into the seat, it minimizes any movement coming from here. And now I'm going to put him through some work. Okay, bud, here we go. Let's start. Initiate. You've got to pull the hamstrings down to the floor. Now we're going to get that peak contraction. At any point as a coach, if I start to see anything happening at the lower back, I'm going to change the cue. The deeper he can think about pulling underneath, the more he's going to be working the hamstrings. Here we go. Pull down and underneath, down and underneath. Always watching what's happening at the pelvis. All I want to see working is the hamstrings, and I certainly don't want to see too much rotation. Now hold that there, good. Reach away to me, reach away to me. Now bring them down. Hold there, good. Big pull down, bud, let's go. Big pull down, hold there. Good, now think about reaching away rather than bringing the knees up. Good, keep the knees here, now pull down to the floor. Down, hold, good. Here we go, pull down, hold it there. Awesome, reach up, pull. Attaboy, good. Last one, I want everything locked in. Everything locked in. Hold, 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 and slow it up. Good job.